Greetings and salutations. I am Keith Hadley, the host of the Fangs Up Podcast. I also host the FAMU Twitter page. I have been given the opportunity to work with HBCU Digital to be able to talk about historically black colleges and universities. Why not start off by doing so? Now, I'm going to go completely off the cuff and go away from FAMU. What do we do with the MidEastern Athletic Conference? What's going to happen with this conference? The MEAC is in flux. They just recently did not welcome Chicago State, which some people didn't like, but personally, I think is actually a good move because when you consider the cost of your non-revenue producing sports to be able to travel to Chicago throughout the season, I think over the course of the season, it's going to actually prove itself to be less of a benefit than it would have been to add them because Chicago, Illinois is near no one else in the MidEastern Athletic Conference. Furthermore, though, what should they do, though? I think the MEAC should look to add teams. First and foremost, look at schools like Benedict College. Benedict is in South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina to be in particular. They built a brand new stadium that seats about 10,000, which is not huge, but at the same point, that's a good size for an FCS school. Also, Benedict has a natural rivalry with South Carolina State University. You already have a guaranteed game that's going to become a money game once Benedict is able to create a sustainable product that is consistently competitive within the conference. Another team to consider is Clark Atlanta University. I would also say to look at all the schools at the AU Center just because you're now entering the Atlanta market, and Georgia is not very far from South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia. And it's a natural hub where a lot of historically black college graduates are living or come from. It's a major recruiting area. And if you're able to get any one of the AU Center schools, Clark Atlanta, Morehouse, it's a great fit for your conference going forward. And it's a attempt that the MEAC made previously with Morris Brown. It's just what happened to Morris Brown happened to Morris Brown. Also, the MEAC should consider Kentucky State, but the only problem with Kentucky State is their facilities and their enrollment is somewhat small, especially consider it's a public school. If it was a private school, they may be able to generate more revenue, but that's an issue going forward. Another school, I just mentioned Morehouse. Why is Morehouse beneficial even though that the enrollment is kind of small? Morehouse is private. They have a nice endowment, and Morehouse graduates continuously support the university. They are always putting on for Morehouse, and it's a sustainable fan base that you can continue to push forward. Lastly, within the HBCU atmosphere, I'm going to say Virginia State. We've heard Virginia State, but they're comfortable in the CIAA, and you can't get mad at them. Why would you change something that's working when you saw what happened with Winston-Salem State University? Now, the MEAC should consider all those teams, but also consider a predominantly white option. We saw what Chowan did for the CIAA. It provided stability. A school like that, like a Chowan or a PWI, gives you the opportunity to expand your brand, present it to a new audience, and also provide stability to the conference that you need, especially with the advent of the Celebration Bowl. Any school worth their salt is going to be very interested in the $1 million payout that they're going to receive if they make the Celebration Bowl. Not only that, but also consider basketball and how that pays out for the whole year. Now, merging with the SWAC, is that a good idea? I personally think not. Why? It pretty much ruins the Celebration Bowl because the Celebration Bowl, even though I'm not the hugest proponent for it, I do like the playoffs. It's a big payout, and the conference's members need that money. How beneficial was that $1 million to South Carolina State, especially considering what was going on last year when they were having financial troubles and considering, again, their enrollment isn't huge and what they've gone through in order to try to raise funds. Should the MEAC dissolve altogether? I don't like that idea because, again, it messes with the Celebration Bowl and it messes with the money. It messes with the bread. If you have no Celebration Bowl, that $1 million guarantee per school, per conference goes away. Lastly, do you partner with another conference? I think that's a great idea. Do you partner with a conference like the Atlantic Sun, SoCon, CI Colonial, one of those organizations? I'm not sure. The only thing with that is what happens to the Celebration Bowl. What happens if a school from the A-Sun beats all the MEAC schools and all of a sudden they're in the Celebration Bowl? Now you have a historically black college going against a predominantly white institution in the Celebration Bowl. So now they get the $1 million payout. All these questions are there as to what the MEAC should do. Personally, I feel like the MEAC should try to attract the schools, especially in the Atlanta area. That means Morehouse, Clark, Atlanta. If I was the MEAC commissioner, we're having a conversation. As well as I'm going to be talking to those boys in Columbia at Benedict to say, hey, what can we do to potentially get you in the conference? Because this makes business sense for us and it fits our geographic footprint. Also, consider the Celebration Bowl. Consider a Celebration Bowl with schools from the AU Center. What does a Celebration Bowl look like if Morehouse is in there? I'm just saying. You have now the whole AU Center in there, especially against a school like a FAMU. Oh, man. It's a money printing scenario that is waiting to be had and waiting to happen. I look forward to being able to talk about more of this and more issues like this that are going on within historically black colleges and sports. And if you haven't already done so, like and subscribe. Also, check out the FAMU Twitter page as well as the Fangs Up Podcast. As always, y'all, it's going to be Fangs Up, but I'm with HBCU Digital, y'all. So it's HBCU Digital. See y'all and have a wonderful day.